Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV. This is the Foster's After Show. Today we're talking about episode 6 called It's My Party. Now we have a lot to say about it, but of course if you want to join the conversation, you can tweet with us. Hashtag ABTVFosters. Did I say it correct?
You
I
did,
got it.
yeah.
That's the Fosters. Hashtag ABTVFosters. Jillian's gonna check that. You can also comment on YouTube, on iTunes, subscribe on everywhere. We love hearing from you. Let's do some intros. I'm Jeffrey Masters. I tweet from Jeff Masters 1.
I'm Stephanie Giorgi, and I tweet from Stephanie Giorgi.
I'm Maia Mitchell, and I tweet from @TheHotShotDude.
And I'm Jillian Leff. I tweet from @Jillian Leff.
All right, it is great to see everybody. What were your overall impressions for the episode?
I loved that I was wrong on everything. On everything. I was like, God, nothing that I said was right.
What did you think was going to happen?
I just thought it was going to be a little bit more dramatic, but all of the relationships and the dynamics, like Callie was kind of mad at Mariana, and Wyatt was actually being, protective over his little relationship with him and Mariana, and AJ and Brandon, that was their own little conflict,
Yeah.
and then his thing with Brandon or with Mike, and so I don't know, it was just all different.
I didn't feel like I was totally wrong on everything. Because I said that granted, I thought that they would be, AJ and Callie would be comforting each other in their drama and then start making out when they weren't comforting each other. But all the drama and fights did happen the way that I thought they would, and then they ended up making out. So, I mean, take out the comforting part and, yeah, it was kind of right.
I don't remember what the heck I said, but holy crap, that kiss. And I already tweeted about it, and you guys got mad at me. Don't worry, I'm still Team Browley endgame. But don't tell me that kiss didn't have explosive chemistry, because I don't know, you guys must be watching a different show.
Some good chin, baby.
It was such good chin. It was so intense. You could tell the physical attraction between them. It was in a bouncy house.
Yeah, when she grabbed his. Oh god.
Yeah, not the first meeting of the lips, but the second meeting of the lips when she initiated it. I was like.
You see, I liked the first one because she was surprised and was like, "Oh, dang, I really liked that." Because he did it cute, and he made the move, and he did it very subtly, so it was really hot to watch. And then you saw her well, what's an excuse I have? Well, there's no roof.
There's no roof on this house.
I also like to reaffirm him that I feel the same way. Don't worry, let me kiss you. Because he kissed her and then they walk away. It's oh, what did I do?
What I do? Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked the episode. It was just, I mean...
All over the place for you?
All over the place in the sense that there were so many characters that popped up throughout the episode that I loved, but it was a lot of little things happening instead of bigger storylines that were super dramatic, that we're used to, kind of. But it was still fun to see so many different people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I felt like all the storylines were weaving into each other tonight. They were hinting towards other things. There were so many cheating elements going throughout all these different storylines. You know what I mean? Dealing.
I felt like it was a culmination of two things. All the drama that's been going on in Callie's life.
Yeah. And
then everything that's been going on with the mamas. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of what it was. It was two separate things, because you have Callie dealing with Jude and Wyatt and her job, and the girls from Girls United that we haven't seen, and Mariana, and all of these, so it was very Callie-centric. I get it. It's Callie's party.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was crazy, and the fans are already tweeting. I feel like we need to go in some sort of order, because they're starting from the jump of the episode.
The very top.
So let's see.
I mean, let's just start with the party.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see Rafe there from the center.
Yeah.
Do you think that is a breadcrumb inkling that she's going to go back and work at the center again?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, and I think it was also going back, reminding us that AJ and her started off on the wrong foot, and she still hasn't told the family about her getting fired or why she got fired. Even though This actually still bothers me that this is, like, still an issue, because I don't feel like if they knew what happened with AJ and Callie getting fired for that, I don't feel like it'd be that big of a deal, honestly, because I don't think him stealing paint to try to attract his brother is a big deal and worth her getting fired over to begin with.
No, well, at the end of the day, a thief is a thief. Like, when you steal,
Yeah,
you steal.
I
And it's
know.
one of those things where, like, as a young adult or, you know, for a teenager, you have to embed them that, like, no matter what, it's not okay. You have to ask for permission. Now, I get that because we love AJ, that's the reason. And now that they have him in the house and everything, that you would think that you'd be able to communicate with him and let him know, look, this is something that you can't do. But that is an issue, and I think that's the reason why Rita got so defensive, because she's like, no, you're just surrounding yourself with the wrong person, and regardless if he's okay now, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be like a spiral effect afterwards. Because now that Rita got that out of, what's his face? What's the guy that she used to work with? Rafe. You know, so she went to go talk to Callie, and now she's going to think differently, like, oh, maybe he has an influence on her. So I feel like that might just kind of blow up into something bad.
But feelings about AJ's side, the fact that, like, paint was stolen was probably, like, the least worst thing that could have happened. You know, like, she let somebody stay there, and it could have been disastrous, and, like, windows could have been broken, like, computers could have been stolen.
And liability.
Huge
everything.
liability. That could have been a massive issue. However, why would you give a 16-year-old intern a key to the office?
For real.
Yeah.
Like, that's on you, buddy.
Yeah.
True statement.
I feel like firing her is kind of covering up his own tracks.
I actually really liked the exchange that he had with Rosie, and then the exchange that Rosie had with Callie.
Yeah.
She was like, so when are you going to tell them?
Yeah.
And, like, she's so real and raw with Callie because they have this bond that I don't think that she has with the mamas yet. And I'm waiting for Callie to tell them, because I do think that that's going to be another source of conflict, and that's also why he was there.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, familiarize the audience with him again, I think. Because, as we see, you know, we were missing some elements from this episode. We were missing, you know, that sort of falling out from Callie. You know, obviously Brandon knowing about the attraction between Callie and AJ. Mariana and Matt wasn't there. He's still on tour. So, like, I feel like they're just slowly reintroducing people, so it's going to be fiery at the end of the season.
Yeah, speaking about Rita's discussion, though, I love that she kind of, like, speaks voice to everything that we're feeling. Like, you're so good about taking care of everybody else but yourself.
Yeah.
I just need her to listen.
Right. No, absolutely.
It's so bizarre, though, because I do feel like Callie takes care of everybody but herself, but I feel like she's one of those characters that by doing that, she's, like, kind of acting selfish to some degree. Like, that's why I think Callie drives me nuts sometimes, because I'm like, Callie, stop being the person that's like, oh, woe is me, I'm taking care of everything. But that's a personal thing.
Like a victimizing kind of a thing?
Yes, like kind of being a martyr about things.
I think that, well, and you can look at it like a good way and a bad way. I think it's kind of a good thing. I think Callie's finally coming into her own. She's becoming a Rita, if you will.
Yeah.
Where she just feels as if she understands things. And now that she was able to get out of it, she thinks that she can help people because no one should go through what she went through. So she's trying to help, but at the end of the day, everyone needs to remind her, yeah, sweetheart, but you're 16. You just turned 17. This isn't your job. Thank you for trying, but it's not your job.
But it cracked me up that right after Rita has that conversation, she exercises that power with Mariana over the Wyatt thing. But then when Robert's trying to give her a car, she's like, no, I already promised Mariana. And I'm like, girl, this is your moment to be like, I'm taking care of me. I'm going to take that car.
Yeah. But it wasn't fair for the other kids. Like she said, I mean, I don't know, which is funny because the car, mamas knew about.
I know.
That's great. That's the reason why they said no. So she didn't even know all of that part. She was just being fair to what her mother said during the kitchen table thing.
Yeah, I mean, let's segue into the car talk. I thought it was fascinating, too, that she turned down the car. And I was like, wait, is this it? The conversation's not over. You don't turn down a car.
Right.
No matter how old you are. Don't turn down a car.
That was it.
But she still was, like, so loyal to Mariana and what she promised her after finding out what Mariana happened with Wyatt. Like, that's unbelievable to me.
Jeff, they jumped in a bounce house together after.
Yeah.
All is well that ends well.
I know.
I don't know.
Happy.
I don't know.
They still have to share a bedroom. Like, what happened when she went upstairs? We didn't see that.
True statement.
That's true. Well, but I think that that's possible. I feel like there's Callie's the type of girl that she's allowed to feel that way in the beginning. You know, a little hot, like that's weird, but she gets it. At the end of the day, why it's not hers and whatever. And Mariana means a lot to her. It's her family.
It's true.
I could also, like, we're saying how, like, Callie can't take care of herself, and yet I could see the wheels turning in her head of, this isn't cool, this is a really big idea, but, like, we're probably gonna get past this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Genre Universe just tweeted, Rita is the Callie whisperer.
That's so funny.
I love it. But yeah, Rita was the one who was able to break down Callie for us in the entire series. So.
And did Rita organize that rap that happened?
Oh my
I don't know.
God.
I love that.
Except for no, I didn't.
Why not?
It made me feel like embarrassed.
Oh no, that's why I loved it, because I was like, thank you for having people that aren't
high
like
school
great.
stuff?
Because like these are like actors with like really great skills. Not everybody has so many skills.
bless.
Yeah.
I think I was embarrassed because I wanted to be like, Shrinda, Daphne, girls, what do you do? Like, I felt like they were my
It was
friends, and
supposed
I
to
was like,
not be
guys,
good.
stop.
Oh, it's okay. But
You know they were thinking the same watching it back, like, dear Lord, don't watch this part. Don't watch it. But I
no,
loved
it was
it.
fun. It was fun.
Cole even got in on it.
I know. He was good.
Oh my god.
And then what did Rita say after? It was like so awkward as well. She was like,
Ah,
There's
I don't
something
know.
like-
"For breaking it down," or like,
The roof's on fire.
maybe
know.
that was.
Something crazy.
I was like, oh man.
Back to the car talk though. I loved that Callie was like, I'm gonna buy a car, I have $800.
Yeah.
And I was like, the car you can buy with that will be like $1,000
A scooter.
repairs. Yeah.
Scooter. You can get a scooter. Get a scooter, girl.
A good
You can
scooter.
find a junk
Yeah.
car for that much money, but like it's gonna take you like so much money to repair it like every month when it keeps breaking down.
Oh, yeah.
So like I don't know, like
But it's the first car. I mean, my first car was a Ford Escort.
I don't know who that is.
Get it, girl.
No one does. It
don't know- I
had
don't
the
know any
automatic
cars.
belt thing. It was
Oh,
like,
did it?
Oh, my God. I love that.
Yeah.
Listen.
I mean, the first car's supposed to be a bad car. What if you get into an accident? You know, bumpers or fender benders and stuff like that.
There is no sexy drive off when you have a belt that's like coming over like that.
It was really sad.
Well, fortunately
I
enough,
parked in the back of the parking lot in high school.
well, we know from the preview that Callie did end up getting the silver car that
Yes.
she and Mariana looked at, because we
Yeah.
saw that in one of the shots. So I guess they ended up, making the deal for $1,300. Although I don't know how long that's gonna last. We'll see.
Well, I mean, that sounds a little bit better, and it's San Diego. I mean, I don't know. I feel like people are pretty easy about selling their cars there. However, I do like that it's part of their character where they're like, no, we wanted to do this for ourselves, because they both have a little bit of feminism to them.
Yeah.
For themselves, but also Mariana's trying to buy their friendship. You
No.
know? Because she was like,
Yeah,
in the
she
back
did,
of her
she
mind,
did.
she's like, I
Making
did
it rain
something
on
with
the bed.
Wyatt.
It's true.
Like, I did this thing for you. Like,
Here's
but I have to tell you
$600.
something. Yeah, she was paying her.
Yeah, that felt a little weird.
I know. The whole time I could see like Callie like looking at Mariana and Wyatt and being like, this is something fishy. And then Mariana talked to her and she's still like, something's still not making sense. What did you guys think about like the big reveal when like Wyatt was just like word vomiting and it came out that they'd been together?
I can't believe I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I didn't expect to, because Wyatt bothered me from the moment that he walked in, because I was like, what are you doing? And you know what? What he said was exactly right. He's like, well, the whole time that we were together, I was chasing after you. I did everything that you asked me to do. I catered to you at, your beck and call, whatever. And sorry, it didn't work. That's not fair. You can't, it took too long for her to even kind of like him, for them to date for just a second, and then for her to be like, yeah, we can't do this because I'm in love with Brandon.
Yeah.
So how is that okay? And then him and Mariana get along, and they did the thing, and
They had a long history together, Callie and Wyatt too.
yeah. Oh, by the way, I was right about the Mariana thing. That's the reason why she wanted to be with Wyatt, because she's like, now I won't, the virginity thing. I was like, she was gonna find an excuse for it.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought it was totally fine. Like that he said that to Callie and everything. Like I totally was okay with it. Actually, also, but this is what I was not okay with. I didn't think it was right to Mariana. I thought it was fine because truth had to come out some way, and it's never going to come out the right way, whether you sit the person down, whether you yell about it, it's never going to come out the right way, so it just is what it is.
But that's not fair for her.
But to Mariana, I just felt like that was a low blow to her, because she is Callie's sister, you know what I mean? And I was like, bro, it's fine if you're going to be the one to tell Callie, but Mariana, if you're trying to date her, then you're already disrespecting her by not telling her before you tell Callie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? The whole time I was very surprised at how much chemistry Mariana and Wyatt had.
Oh, yeah.
I just wasn't expecting that. And then, to see, their googly eyes at each other, I was like, this is an interesting dynamic.
Yeah,
Of course.
the fans on Twitter are not having it. Let's see.
sorry
So
about
John
it.
or Cutie said it was so inconsiderate of Wyatt to tell her at the party, which I think it has to come out sometime, and it's TV and dramatic, so
Absolutely.
I get that. And then Danny Sanchez said, thank God Mariana and Wyatt did not happen. Like, ew, bye-bye.
I really kind of,
I totally
which
see it.
I thought it, when they hooked up too, I love Matt, but if it wasn't for all this drama surrounding them hooking up and her losing her virginity behind Callie's back and everything, like, I actually dig Wyatt and Mariana being a thing.
Even with Wyatt and Callie's past?
Yes.
Really? I don't think any fan could, like, stand for that, honestly.
But I think that's, but I feel like,
I'm not calling you, like, not a fan.
no. But I just feel like Callie and Wyatt, it never really made sense. Like, they never had that chemistry.
They were like the outsiders.
Yeah, and that's about it. They
They had a group.
They made sense by label, not by connection. You know what I mean?
Hair product. What else do you want?
Yeah, right. Their hair looked real pretty, like winding together with that.
I don't know, man. I would never sleep with my sister's ex-boyfriend. I wouldn't even sleep with a friend's ex-boyfriend that I was still friends with. And, like, I just think the whole thing is weird. And it sucks because if Mariana would have never done that, her and Matt would still be together. Remember, the reason why she broke up with Matt is because all of the guilt that she was feeling, she was lashing out. So, like, I mean, Matt will be back before the end of the season, I'm sure, and we're going to find out what transpires, you know, in their situation. And I'm hoping that Matt and Mariana are going to be the cliffhanger for the B season, you know, at least as far as her storyline. But it just, like, sucks. I can't be for Wyatt and Mariana because Matt and Mariana make so much sense, and she loves Matt. I want to maybe I could love Wyatt one day the way I love Matt.
Yeah.
You know, she said that. It's like, it's so weird to me.
No, and that's totally right.
Yeah.
I get that, and it's already weird from the beginning because that just sucks. That's why I hate that they did that to Mariana's character because that's not fair. I feel like she shouldn't have looked like that girl.
But that's why it makes it interesting. Otherwise, she would have been like the perfect girl on a pedestal.
Yeah, but for her sister's ex though, that's extra.
I mean, think about it like this. Callie might have, she said, sure, date him, it's fine. Because, like, the idea of them dating is fine. But when, like, Mariana brings him home for, like, a family Sunday dinner and he's sitting there with Mariana, like, that's not going to fly.
I think the largest reason is they had a lot of that, like, traveling history, that intense one, like the running away. So, I mean, yes, they didn't have sex. Wait, they didn't have sex, did they?
I don't think they did.
No.
But they almost did, and she freaked out.
Yeah, because of the whole...
The Liam thing.
Yeah.
Man.
Which is understandable.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't matter because Wyatt's fallen for Mariana now because she gave it to him and was cute.
But it's like, so once, like, it's like Mariana, she's, like, cool with it because Wyatt's giving her attention, but if it was somebody else giving her attention, I feel like she'd jump ship too.
No, but she has to justify losing her virginity.
I don't think this is why the writers did it, but I think this is a great reason to, like, get Wyatt, like, far away from the show to go do his, like, MTV show that he's a serious regular on.
But it's weird.
That he's also, like, cheating and sleeping with, like, siblings. Yes.
Yeah, but Jeff, we thought that, and he disappeared and reappeared and disappeared and reappeared.
But just for one episode. The other episodes was, like, a hot second here and there. You know, that was like a half day of shooting, which is fine if you're, like, doing another show, but, like, not to, like,
so do you think
have
he's done
more
after
drama.
this?
I think we're not going to see that much of him. I think all the drama now is between Mariana and Callie about Wyatt. I don't think we're really going to see Wyatt too much more.
I don't know.
I feel like he might reappear, and it might be one of those moments where it's like, hey, Callie, slept with your sister, sorry. Because I feel like they have so many of those moments where it's just like, wow, messed up, like, I'm back, what's up?
I mean, I also think that Callie can forgive Mariana, but she's never going to be able to forgive Wyatt.
I see that too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, she's gonna be like, no, you shouldn't have done that because that was my little sister. You know better. And then that's her little sister, so she's just gonna be disappointed.
Yeah. The whole yeah, please.
All the relationships are really cracking me up right now, especially with this episode, because I feel like the entire time me and you were sitting in there like, what is happening in this episode? Like, I'm so confused. But us sitting here talking about it, and I'm like, I almost feel like it's a moment in the series that it's like, who are we supposed to be shipping right now? We're all so confused. Because this should be everywhere. What is happening?
Can we talk about another weird relationship that everyone's talking about right now?
Can I guess which one it is?
Go ahead.
Brand and Sophia.
Yes.
Yeah, what was that?
Okay.
Sophia, that conniving little botch.
This was like a Harry and the Spy moment, and I was not having it.
It was.
Have they ever, like, talked or had a relationship before this? I just thought it was very quick of them to, like, jump on each other's backs and, like, go play Mary Kate Olsen Pet Detectives.
Yo, poor Callie, both of her sisters though. With both of her exes.
Wait.
Oh, true statement.
No, Sophia's not like that.
Sophia,
what's
but you know
Sophia
what?
doing?
Sophia, that poor thing. She is just a hot mess everywhere. She has no sense of reality. Doesn't even know how to, like, kind of.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It's just she's such a weirdo now.
What do you got?
Lily White just tweeted Sophia and Brandon will be a thing. #Brophy.
No, that's funny, but no.
How dare you?
Oh my God.
I cannot stand for this. I don't know.
You don't really mean it.
So weird.
She's just confused. She wants attention. She wants something to do. She's bored.
Here's why I thought it was like
losing it.
interesting.
She wants AJ.
Yeah, Sophia has like, it's like find yourself, right? She's borderline personality disorder. She used to dress like a middle-aged mom. Now she's dressing like a teenager. I'm really happy for her.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have the social skills to allow her to like make friends. And so like if this is her befriending Brandon, it's not a great way, but it's very in character. So that's why I accepted it.
I guess so. Yeah, that's true.
We cannot have this develop into anything else because it is quite.
I just didn't like them like finding clues like around the party and like the phone's plugged in. I was like, oh my god, don't do it.
And that's just bad news for Brandon. He's gonna be older soon, and
Yeah, I feel like
just a
Sophia
hot
was just
mess.
like scrambling. You know what I mean? Like, let's do this, let's do that. I think you're cute. I think AJ's cute. I think what if I grind up on him and grab his phone out of his pocket? I was like,
What are you doing? What are you saying?
I felt like she was just a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just needed Brandon to be
Literally.
like, I don't actually know you. Back off. Get out of my business. Like, give me the phone.
It's weird because Twitter's like really mixed right now. Some people are saying, Liana says, can we talk about the scene between Brendan and Sophia? I love them plotting together.
What?
Other people are just like,
That girl likes drama.
ABTV Foster's fan page said it feels like Sophia was really lonely at the party.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's going through her parents' divorce.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not like a quick thing to get over.
I feel like also there was that really quick exchange between her and Callie in the beginning, and then Callie was kind of like, there's a million other people she needed to say hi to.
Yes.
And Sophia's obviously not talking to her dad, so she looks to Brandon and she's like, oh, he seems pissed at this guy. Like, let's see what's up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like you're saying, I really felt the like sensation of, oh my god, it's my party and everyone needs to say hi to me at once in the very beginning with Callie. Because I hate that when you're at somewhere and you're with like 8 people that don't know each other and it's like, hi, how are you? I'm coming to hug you in a second, but you're next. Oh, hi, I do too. Like, it's like, oh my god, I felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
It was
okay.
overwhelming. I was like, ugh.
Yeah. So that scene with Brandon and Sophia ends. Mike talks to Brandon and apologizes. They had a nice moment. And I understood where Brandon was coming from, but I really needed Mike to be like, hey, you've been a brat to me for the last 2 years.
Right.
And now that you can't have what, like, you don't want what you can't have, like, I'm not here for you, now you want me.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out, Brandon.
I agree with that, and also a lot of it had to do with Steph because Steph swore that Brandon was hers to take care of, and that's it. And then Mike had his own issues, and Mike is finally in a position where he's not drinking and doing all this other nonsense, so that's why it's different. Plus, with the exception of AJ staying at the Foster's house, they have no say in how he's taking care of AJ, so that's on him only.
And I think he's doing a great job.
think
Like,
he's
I feel like
doing
Mike
wonderful.
is one of the only characters right now that knows what he's doing and what is going on.
I love Mike's character.
Yeah. Also, like, besides the little, like, alcoholism storyline plot, like,
Right,
he's
but
done, like,
that's,
a
like-
really consistent, like, human growth.
Yes.
Of
He
becoming
has.
a better person.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
all we can hope for.
Yeah.
The nooch.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
God.
Danuge.
Yeah, but so I guess the Brandon Sophia storyline. So we're taking a map. This episode went over the place.
Yeah.
That ended with the big fight, which Brandon started. I didn't know how that would like play out.
I didn't think it was going to be that way.
It was
I
so
thought AJ was going to
stupid.
instigate it. I think in my mind, I may have not shared that with you guys, but I felt like he was going to be the one to instigate it and it was going to be over Callie. And I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad it was over a cell phone.
I thought it
feel
was
like-
going to be over Callie, too.
I felt like I knew it was gonna be Brandon that was gonna instigate it.
Yeah.
Just because Brandon's been so like on his toes right now, and on edge and just sensitive. But I didn't think it was gonna be as aggressive as it was, and the fact that it was over the phone.
It looked rough. I also
That
thought
was
it
a very like gnarly first
Yeah.
push.
some
It was
punches.
just
Yeah.
stupid of Brandon. I'm like, Brandon, what are you... I get that he's having like all these jealousy issues right now on so many different levels with AJ, but I'm like, bro, what are you doing? First off, if it is his brother Ty, how inappropriate of you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's there's no justification for him picking up his phone and being mad about him talking to, like, there isn't. It just was
It
so
doesn't matter.
inappropriate.
Well,
yeah.
I think that his fear, again, you know, he said when he was talking to Mike in the bedroom, he was like, I'm sorry for protecting you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it comes down to. He thinks that if AJ is talking to Ty, he's going to run away with him and leave Mike.
And then Mike's gonna be all butthurt.
Yeah, and then Mike's going to be hurt. And I get that. You know, he wants to be protective. He's trying to be caring. But, like, I'm so over the dramatics. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like he's so whiny. I want to be like, dude,
Yeah.
he's 17?
He's emotional. He's emo.
Like,
Callie,
I get it,
17-ish.
you're emo, but like snap out of it. Life is not that bad.
That's interesting.
I'm down Chakowski, right?
Yeah, it's interesting you thought he was protecting him, because to me, like, he caught AJ putting back the baseball. I just wondered if it wasn't he didn't trust him yet, and he just thought down the line that AJ would have, like, made off with, like, his TV and VCR and or maybe DVD player now, but, like, would have, like, stolen from him.
Oh my
like,
God,
it was a trust
wait,
thing.
speaking of that, we found out that Brandon sold the ball to buy a keyboard.
Oh, yeah, that was a quick line.
Yeah, it was.
They try to sneak those things in there.
Yeah, but it's just
Goddamn.
that's why he said he couldn't even say anything, because then he'd get in trouble. So it's like, what's the difference, dude?
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, because it was his ball to sell, but I don't know. Hopefully, Brandon gets his act together, because
I can't take it anymore.
We want to love you, baby.
Exactly. I want to Bradley again, like, or so, you know what I mean? Like, which I'm totally digging AJ and Callie, but Bradley is like, you know, I love them, but Brandon's being such a. Ugh.
Well, I think he will get his act together, because last episode we found out that he's going to go back to Idlewild.
Yeah.
And I think that'll, like, put him on the right track, at least until the end of season, like, 3A.
Yeah.
But
He just needs something good to happen to him. I feel like nothing has in a while.
Let's
I don't
see.
know.
Trey Michael says, I agree that Brandon is mad that the world is not revolving around him, and it's good that his perfect world is shattered.
Ooh,
I think that
tough
you're
love.
mean.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, that could, whatever. I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, that's rough. I thought it was an interesting comparison of, like, the big fight happened between Brandon and AJ, and then following that was, like, the really emotional like scene between Marianne and Callie. And I was like, oh, this is how, like, men fight and deal with issues, and this is how, like, girls fight and deal with issues,
Yeah.
or boys and girls, before you can, like,
Right.
mature and talk about things. It was just, like, an interesting comparison. These, like, battle of the sexes, if
Yeah.
you will.
Speaking of comparisons, Jose Medina said Brandon and Sophia totally bond over their daddy issues. Hashtag just saying. It's kind of true.
That's a good point.
Whatever. That entire thing grosses me out. So
See,
I
like,
think-
it's weird because people are tweeting me right now that they, like, really dug the bond that they created. And I'm like,
what bond? She was.
I know.
She acted. She felt like she was 12 in that episode.
Yeah.
Can
So
you-
it was really. It was
Yeah.
like really awkward to me. I'm like, stop talking to this little girl right now.
Maybe people on Twitter can tell us why they dug it, though.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was nice that Steph's scene with Sophia, though. She wasn't going to confess and say I was blackmailing your father, but it was a nice thing to remind her that our fathers are human.
Right.
And they had a
Right.
nice bonding moment that we usually get from Lena. So I was like, yes, Steph.
Yeah, but did you hear Lena trying to cover her tracks with that entire situation?
I feel like so many of
oh, no,
Steph
not
and
that
Lena.
situation. It was with Callie's and Mariana's situation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
True. But, like, with the Callie Mariana situation and Sophia situation with Robert Quinn,
Robert
whatever.
Quinn.
And all of the conversations that Steph and Lena had with those characters, helping them give advice and dealing with those, I was like, everything that you guys are talking to these people about are issues that you're having in your own marriage and don't, like, know, and it hasn't been brought to light. It was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Driving me crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys better remember everything that you're saying right now, because things are about to hit the fan in your marriage.
For the lists they're making.
Ugh.
I'm glad they talked about that, though, and didn't say, like, we're not making lists of what we hate.
Right.
Can we just talk about the fact that the whole Monty thing is totally going to be brought up in these weird therapy sessions?
Oh,
It
I
is.
don't think so.
And it's
I think so.
I think that
so.
would be appropriate in real life, but this is like a TV drama, you know?
But it's like being danced around. Like, it was danced around the entire past 2 episodes. And it with Lena, it's driving me insane, because I'm like, Lena, just own up, dude. You're digging yourself a grave by talking to Steph about all these situations that are near the same and not owning up to it on your own. Like, talking about Mariana sleeping with Wyatt and her being like, well, maybe she shouldn't tell her. Maybe she shouldn't. I'm like, this is going to come back to bite you.
Because Stephanie's going to remember that exact moment.
Exactly. I'm like, ugh.
I mean, there's even the moment in therapy where Lena said, everything doesn't have to be talked about.
Oh.
And you're like, yeah, but when you kiss other women, it does.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what, though? It's so funny because Lena's character is starting to bother me, where I'm like, you're being so hypocritical. And then she's attacking Steph. And I know that it's like her own issues with this whole Monty thing, but it's making her it's like belittling her, not belittling, I don't even know what the word is, but it's just not making her character look nice. And right now, Steph is kind of the better person out of the two, because Lena's just doing too much. And she's the person that you would think wouldn't do it. I would think that would happen to Steph Steph before what happened to Lena.
Oh, see, it didn't really come across like that to me. It didn't make me like not like Lena anymore.
Not that I don't like her.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, it did make me like her a little bit less.
No, I mean, that's okay if it did for you. I just wasn't feeling that.
Yeah. And then, like, I almost feel like they're trying, which maybe I'm wrong on this, but I almost feel like they're trying to show us different shades of affairs, like, between the kids and Robert Quinn and everything, and how those are all being dealt with. So we can almost use that in comparison to how their situation is different when they're currently going through it. You know what I mean? Because, like, oh shoot, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Somebody go on. I'm going to come back
different.
to it.
I do want to say that I feel like affairs and stuff is different in a marriage, where with Robert Quinn's situation and Steph and Lena's situation, I mean, Robert's was in depth and it was an emotional thing and it was really bad, so that's why Jill is probably not being able to handle it. Whereas with Steph and Lena, Lena's blowing this up, but it was just a kiss and that's how she's seen it. But now it's becoming so much more because there are so many opportunities where she was able to talk about it and she didn't.
Yeah.
So now this issue has become an issue of lying.
Exactly.
In addition to the kiss that happened.
Right.
And I feel like she's making it seem like, but by the time it comes out, I feel like if I was Steph, I'd be like, are you sure it was not a serious kiss? Because you have been fighting with this for a really long time. And there's no way that you wouldn't have just told me if you honestly didn't think that it was a big deal.
With Robert Quinn's affair as well, I didn't realize that like Steph like finding out and like potentially blackmailing him was like the impetus for telling Jill.
Right. I didn't
like,
either.
That came as a big shocker to me.
Yeah, but we all kind of wondered that though when Robert Quinn told Callie and Sophia on the boat that they were separating. I remember us all being like, wait, so did
pictures.
Steph do something with those pictures and we all missed it? So I thought it was good.
I mean, Steph. It wasn't that Steph was blackmailing him, saying you have to tell Jill.
Right.
It was like from before, and it was in Robert Quinn's mind saying she knows, somebody knows, it's gonna get out eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm optimistic, but I have like high hopes that Robert Quinn and Jill can get back together. I don't think that's out of the.
Well, I think that at least Robert and Sophia are on the mend.
Yeah.
Because when Callie and Jude were talking, we sort of saw Sophia rest her head on his shoulder. So I think that hopefully that connection will restart. And we do have 4 more episodes to see where that goes. So I don't know, but can we talk about how adorable Jude is? Because everyone's freaking out and they really want me to talk about him.
I will not
so
talk about
cute.
Jude, I'm sorry.
I know Johnner wasn't in this episode, but Jude was.
I thought it was brilliant to have Jude make it the guest list because that's why Wyatt was there. That's why Rafe was there. Because I was like, why would they invite Wyatt?
Yeah.
I was like, why would they invite Rafe? Who had his contact info?
That being said, like if Jude's inviting people, where's Connor? Like, yeah.
True.
He was home. You didn't see him walk down the stairs with his helmet slung over his shoulder.
That was so funny. That was so funny.
Dying.
Was that his coat that he also had hanging over?
Yeah.
Like I was like, is that his cape?
Yeah.
Is that
And he was
his
like,
unicorn cape?
"Oh, hey, Callie.
Yeah.
What's up?"
I wish that
going
Connor
with my
lived like
boyfriends.
next door.
I was going with my boyfriends.
next door.
I love that. You mean the party that you didn't want? That was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Jude just like, thank God that he didn't keep it to himself and just said something about it, and that Callie said something about it, and then.
And I loved his like, I'm just gonna have to be the guy to remind you of who you were. Like, remember that girl.
That's all that needed to be said.
Cute.
I love when we find out different layers to Callie, because I remember we talked about this in the beginning, how she's like an onion. And it's crazy because we don't know too much about her past, but when we see, you know, the adorable pictures of her from all of her parties and the stuff that Jude tells us, you know, she's like not a brute. She was not always a brooding teen.
Right.
True.
As we see. It's
true.
She's actually like a really happy, typical girl.
I love how much he remembers Jude.
Which is
'Cause he
crazy.
was younger, yeah.
Yeah, so crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like the roles are reversed. It should be like the bigger sister being like, come on, little bro, you used to be happy, you used to love your birthday, it's going to be okay. I guess, sorry.
That's interesting, though, because their roles have reversed.
They have.
Yeah.
Jude is now sort of the nurturer.
They take turns.
So sweet.
I love that too, because I feel like that's what happens when you're younger. You recognize things and you observe things, and then it's not until you get old enough to like understand what feelings are or understand what situations are to be like, oh, that's what that was. So now I feel like he's able to put the pieces together and is able to apply what he's seen and what he's observed and what he's learned to his life and how it could help him and his sister and his new family.
Yeah.
So that's really great, because that just goes to show you how much he's grown in his own mind and like as a character and as a person. as an individual.
Just don't know why Connor wasn't invited.
Yeah.
Why?
That is actually really weird. Why wouldn't
was
he invite
it?
the BF?
Maybe he was. He like slept through his call time. They had to like rewrite.
Maybe like Jude was just so stressed about the party because he
was
just
like, "Babe,
planned
just
so
let me do
much.
this."
I'm ready for them to be the couple that do everything together. That we see, they're always together in like every scene.
I love
That's,
that Jude
like,
was
what
the
I
brother
want.
that planned it. Like, so cute. Like,
Oh, I know. And they didn't tell Mariana.
Yeah, that was the best. She was like, "Don't look at me."
What if they start solving all their problems with the bounce house?
I would love that.
That'd be brilliant.
I'd like to solve all my problems with the bounce house.
I know. I was a little jealous.
Bounce it out.
Yeah.
That was probably on a sound stage too. Like, how fun was that?
Right?
The backyard?
Yes, it's definitely on a sound stage. That's
Oh.
that's not real.
That's a
I don't
set
think that's real.
for sure.
They
And
have-
that set is awesome. I want that backyard so bad.
Yeah, they have one of those bouncy things here in LA. When it's like a big
Oh,
warehouse.
Sky High thing. Oh my god, it's
sick.
so much fun. Go
I'm
do
just saying,
it.
we should go
I have no
there.
idea
The
what
three
that
of
is.
us. I mean, the four of us.
Sky Zone.
Oh,
Is that what it's
called?
called?
I
Sky
think
Zone?
so.
Yeah.
Huh.
We'll
Okay,
go
last
do it.
thing before we move into predictions, but I was very surprised with Callie's use of labels for everybody in this episode. She was calling Robert Quinn dad,
Yeah.
which I never heard before. She was saying Mariana, like, this is my sister and she did this, and
I did notice that.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, it's nice to hear. It really struck me this episode, like the number of times it was
Yes.
used.
And how comfortable it was. Never. It was very organic the way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, in regards to like how they use it in the sentence, like, oh, go play with your sister or go do that.
Yeah.
But I have heard her say dad since the last time.
With
Yeah.
Robert Quinn, really?
Ever since that little party, and she's like, oh, my dad, and then that's it.
Oh.
But you're right. She was like,
but
hey,
that-
dad.
But
Oh,
that's
hey, dad.
different than like, this is
So
my
casual.
dad versus like Sophie and I talking and being like, where's
Dad.
dad?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
I like that. Yeah.
She's growing.
She's growing.
So cute.
Anything else from Twitter before we go to predictions?
No, it's
That
just
was it?
hard because, like, guys, we can't talk about every single scene, but, like, tweet us during the week because we will continue the conversation on there. You know all of our Twitter handles.
And
Yeah.
if you've too much for one tweet, YouTube comments are great.
Oh, yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
cutoff point. What?
Oh my God,
That's crazy.
even better, you could download the podcast into your iTunes library and you can listen to it, I don't know, while you're traveling in a long car ride for the summer.
Yes, actually, that would help us out, y'all, if you guys were to go on iTunes and rate us 5 stars and leave comments and just search the Fosters, because then that helps our podcast out and more people know about it, and we'd love you so much for it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go do some predictions.
Yes.
I don't know.
Hannah, because I'm starting with you.
Why? I don't know. I gotta remember. What was that? What was the preview?
Steph is going to be livid.
Steph sees the kiss. Blackout.
Oh, yeah.
We find out that Steph doesn't want them under the same roof.
Yeah, but isn't it about time for him to go stay with Mike anyways? Like, have we approached like a month yet? Because I feel like
for the
it's-
papers to have gone through?
Well,
It
we
should be around there.
Yeah, it should be within the week. I feel like so. I feel like we can hold out for just
He
a.
can go there for 2 weeks while they figure it out, the
Yeah.
paperwork. Steph and Alina found out about Brandon and Callie, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't a secret.
That's why I'm like, how mad do you think they're going to be? Like, really? Again?
Again, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's more so embarrassing for Callie because
two
two.
character and
They're
like,
like, who's
ah,
next,
blah, blah,
Jesus?
blah. Yeah.
Just kidding.
I mean, but that sucks.
maybe.
But you could rightfully make that joke.
Yeah, I mean, and they're understandably mad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything predictions concerning that, or should we move on to Jillian?
Well, do you think then that AJ and Callie run off after they get in trouble for having kissed and then get arrested? But what are they getting arrested for? I'm afraid that they're going to somehow
pulled
get
over.
arrested for it being like a stolen car. I don't know why I put quotes on that, you guys, but
No, but because they bought the car.
God.
But they bought a car and they didn't know better and they did it on their own. Like,
Oh, he looked like a
what
nice
happened.
old man, though.
And those are the ones
But
you gotta
was he?
watch out
Exactly.
for.
Where's the
Was
pink
he?
slip?
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen, Jillian?
It's so hard. What?
no, that was wrong.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
It's hard because I was just given some information, the August 3rd synopsis, which is like
Y'all.
about to blow my mind, which I will share with all of you off
You guys
air.
leave Jillian in peace and stop
I
telling her
know,
everything.
So, okay, I am thinking maybe they're going to get arrested for, let's just take a long shot, some more vandalism because Ty disappears again and Callie goes out to like
Pick him up?
help AJ, yeah, like go get him, or they're working on other bat signals together, some like cute, you know,
That's cute.
Super
hood
Callie.
rat coupley things that they do. And
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. We saw Mariana's Anna real fast.
Yeah, we did.
So I'm thinking something's going on with maybe her family, the baby. I don't know. It's so confusing because the preview was so quick. I don't even know what to think. After the kiss, I'm like, I don't even know where they could take us.
We're going to have more makeout sessions, right? Because that's what I want.
The clip with Anna was super fast.
Yeah.
Why she relapses.
Well,
She was holding the baby. I don't think so. I don't want that.
Anna's doing so well that I don't want her to relapse. But it is in the back of my mind, like, if something happens to Anna, be it like drugs or another car accident or anything in the world, there are always Steph and Lena there to adopt the baby. Mm-hmm. So, like, I just wonder if, like, that will ever come to play or not.
Oh, no. The Fosters.
Just keep growing.
Anything to say, Steph?
No, that was it. Just that I just want to see how it's gonna blow up about the kiss.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna find out next week.
Yeah.
Oh my! Where can everybody find you until next time?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jillian Leff, on my Facebook page, Jillian Leff Official, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jillian Leff.
Yay! And you all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Hotshot Dude.
And you can find me on Twitter and not Periscope because I have a droid. Sorry, y'all. Let me fix that. At Stephanie Giorgi and on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi.
And I tweet from Jeff Masters 1. Guys, we'll see you next week. Good night.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.